Please be seated. Good evening. It is with great honor and my privilege to welcome you to the pinning ceremony for the presentation of professional graduate nurse pins. This evening's ceremony is a tradition within our profession and symbolizes the formal acceptance of these graduates into the nursing profession. In addition, it signifies the completion of entry-level nursing education and the beginning of lifelong professional education within their career. Our students have worked long and hard to be here tonight, and we are fortunate to have all of you here to share in their tremendous achievements. Please allow me to introduce Sister Juliana Raymond, our college chaplain, as she presents this evening's invocation.
Good evening. Pinning is solemn, it's joyful, serious, light, and so much more. A ritual such as tonight's pinning, by its words and actions, invites all of us into a deeper experience of what is celebrated. We are privileged to share these moments together. I prayerfully invoke God's blessing as you share your journey, receive your pin, and recite your oath. Now, let us enter into the ceremony of your pinning. Amen.
It is my pleasure now to introduce you the president of Jefferson Community College, Dr. Ty Stone.
Good evening. What a wonderful view. It's been a couple of years since we've been able to be together, all together in one place, so this is so exciting. Distinguished faculty, students, and family members, let me welcome you to Jefferson's nurse pinning ceremony. I am truly honored to celebrate this esteemed group of students as they leave Jefferson and begin their professional careers in the selfless profession of caring for others. Hard work and dedication to their calling is what got them to this point. And their commitment to this calling is what will sustain them throughout their careers. Just thinking of 35 new nurses. Can we give a round of applause for that? 35 new nurses. Many of whom will be working and serving in this very community makes me beam with pride over your accomplishments and this college's ability to serve our community's health care needs. Graduates, up to now, you have spent countless hours poring over the endless assignments and rotating through a variety of clinicals, all carefully designed by our faculty to ensure your future success as a nurse. I have no doubt there will be many long days and sleepless nights, as well as a lot of smiles, and yes, even a few tears. You have sacrificed so much to get to this point, but you have persevered and made it through. We all applaud you and your commitment to finishing what you started. During your studies here at Jefferson, you have weathered the impacts of a global health crisis. In fact, most of you began your studies here with your in-person lectures actually being held remotely. As you begin in your professional career, still in the midst of this pandemic, you are without a doubt going to be further challenged mentally and physically. But you know now, you can do it. You have what it takes. You have proven that right here. You are now nurses who will provide care and comfort to others, often in their most difficult times of need, and to make a difference in the lives of others. Nursing is a career that requires not only skill and knowledge, but also equal parts of compassion and strength. The last 2+ years have served to reinforce, to boldly underscore what most of us already knew, that nurses are vital and invaluable in the healthcare spectrum. Whether you serve in this community or in another state, I am so proud of the role that you and our college and our distinguished nursing program faculty has played in this nation's recovery from the coronavirus pandemic. Of course, this is not the end of your development into the extraordinary nurses I know you will become. There's much more work ahead, but you are all prepared very well with the skills and knowledge gleaned at Jefferson, combined with your own strength. Along with your families and friends that supported you to this point, please also remember that you have all of us here at Jefferson Community College cheering you on as well. We will always be a part of your extended family, and we are always here for you should you need us. So nurses, I say to you, go on to do great things. We salute you.
It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the Associate Vice President for the School of STEM and Health Professions, Dr. Scott Schaefer.
Good evening and welcome. Jefferson administration, faculty, staff, family, friends, and members of our community. Welcome also to JCC's brand new nurses here with us tonight. The presentation of Nurse Pins is one of my favorite days of the academic year. As a healthcare provider myself, celebrating that moment when we transition from students to bona fide healthcare practitioners is a time of immense pride. Our dedicated nursing faculty in attendance here tonight have worked hard to prepare these new nurses for a lifetime of service and sacrifice to others. I'd like to take a moment, maybe it won't be a minute, to address those of you in the audience who came to celebrate with your new nurse this evening. You too had to sacrifice over the past few years. As nursing students, your loved ones missed countless dinners around the family table. They had to miss celebrations such as birthdays, anniversaries, picnics, and sometimes even activities with their own children. There is no way the nurses here before us tonight could have been as successful without your support. So I'd like to just take a second to applaud those of you that came with your nurses tonight for everything you did. You may think you're getting your beloved nurse back tonight. Finally, right? But you're wrong. Tonight signals the transition from student to professional nurse. The textbooks may be closed, the long nights of studying in the lab, the library, or friends' houses may be over, but your nurse signed up for one of the most selfless jobs on the planet. They signed up for a lifetime of service to others. So on occasion, you'll still be going to birthday parties without them. You may need to attend the family Christmas Eve dinner alone now and again because, well, people get sick on Christmas too. Patients are ill on birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, opening day of fishing season, and every other day that families have held dear for generations. These nurses have decided to voluntarily give up precious time with loved ones so they may serve and advocate for others. so they may provide comfort to families who, believe me, would rather be home for Christmas themselves instead of spending the night in the hospital. I know you share my pride for their dedication and success. To the nurses this evening, if I could give you one piece of unsolicited advice, it would be to never forget what your first day at work felt like, or what it felt like to perform a particular procedure for the very first time. It's easy to fall into routine at work. There will be a time that comes when you think you've seen it all. But that patient and their families will be navigating their experience for the first time. They'll be scared to death, and they'll be looking to you for care, information, strength, and compassion. Please remember how nervous you were the first day on the unit. Remember how unfamiliar processes were for you when you first arrived. You may forget some patients once they are discharged from your care, but I guarantee they will never forget their nurse. You will impact people's lives in an incredibly profound way. Every interaction you have here with a patient will leave them with a memory. I know those of us at Jefferson are so proud to have played a part in your academic journey. Best wishes to all of you here tonight as you go forth to serve. Go make good memories. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Schaefer. It is my pleasure at this point to introduce our nursing faculty. See them out there. Keith Bates, if you would stand, please. Mark Barrow. Katie Hoyston. Jody Pierce. Jane Rounds. Dr. Lyda Shambo. Tracy Svendi Truax. Linda Wendell. And Cassandra Woodrick Phillips. Thank you so much for all that you do. I'm very pleased at this point to ask Grace Matthews to come to the podium to introduce the keynote speaker.
Mark has lived in upstate New York all his life, graduating from Lowville Academy. He attended Jefferson Community College and completed his registered nurse degree in 1990. To further his nursing education, Mark received a bachelor's in nursing degree from SUNY IT and a master's from Utica College. In August, he will graduate from Grand Canyon University with a master's in nursing with a major in education. Mark has worked in both the acute care setting and long-term care setting, specializing in orthopedics, med-surg, cardiac, geriatric, and wound care certified. Mark has been married to his wonderful wife, Anita, for 37 years, and his 2 adult children who also work in the nursing field. His daughter, Caitlin, works in the ICU in Colorado, and his son, Connor, will graduate in August with a bachelor's in Ohio. Mark's favorite pastime activities, aside from spending quality time with his wife, are playing golf, hunting, and cooking outside, especially with his 6 grills and smokers. Mark owns his own vineyard and makes his own wine. We're not surprised there. He enjoys building and is currently building a greenhouse for year-round use. When we think of a professor, we think of somebody who's going to teach us things that are not textbook. We need a professor who's going to teach us from the heart and show us what nursing is all about. This professor may not have always given us things that we'll always remember, but we will never forget how he made us feel. One thing that I've always learned from Mark, specifically, is that it is better to know how to learn than to know. He has touched many students in every way, whether it be from taking the time to go to open labs outside of our busy schedules, whether it be telling us to avoid Red Bull, energy drinks, and eating tofu. He has always found a way to touch each and every student. We appreciate him more than he'll ever know. And one thing I will never forget is that it doesn't matter where you started or where you're going, but it's the matter of the impact you're going to have on each and every patient. He has been patient with each and every one of us, and he's always made us feel like the nurse we aspire to be. One of the quotes that always touched me was, "Behind every student who believes in themselves comes a professor that first believed in them." And to me, that professor has been Mark from day one. So it is without further ado, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker for tonight. Mark Barrow.